Hello there, everybody. It is so nice to be back. Today's my first day back at work, and I sincerely hope that every single one of you had a wonderful holiday, that you got time to unwind or perhaps spend some time with good friends or good family and just have a generally good time. So, yes, here we are, hopefully refreshed or at least with our batteries a little bit charged in some way or another. And today I'm going to be doing a bit of a different reading to what I normally do. So if you are usually with me and you are looking at the readings that I usually do on a weekly basis, thank you very, very much again for all your patronage, all your help, all your support, just for being here. I wouldn't be here if you weren't here. So again, thank you very much. And if you're new to my channel, very welcome. And this is not the typical reading that I usually do. I usually do a reading on a Monday for the week ahead, but now I've decided that today is an appropriate day to do a reading for what does this year hold for us. So I'm just going to try and look at some of the general energies, see what's going to be coming up, maybe some energies that we're going to be dealing with, things that we can have as a focus, whatever the case is. Let's just have a look and see what kind of guidance we can get. So I'm going to use a number of different card decks. I'm going to use oracle cards as well as tarot, and we're going to see what spirit has to impart. Please excuse the state of my deck of cards. They work very hard. A lot of them look a bit tattered and torn, but they have been so good to me and my clients, and they really do work hard, and I'm glad that they got a little bit of a break as well. Okay, so let's see. I've used a deck of cards here that I think is quite appropriate, which is called Wheel of the Year Tarot. It just appealed to me when I thought, well, what am I going to use for today's reading? So I think a good way to start off, and what I've been kind of meditating on or thinking about, is to just see, are there very prominent energies that are coming up this year that are almost themes in our year or in our lives, that are going to be something that is noteworthy, or that we can take place our attention on or pay attention to in some way, that will help us direct our energy a bit better and make the most of it. All right, so a quick shuffle here. All right, I think I'm going to ask first and foremost if I can have one card that is for the overall energy of this year, please. Can I please see what is the overall energy of this year? This year ahead, 2025, what is the overall energy of 2025 for us? Ooh, I've got a few that want to pop out here. Okay. Sometimes I put them back when there are that many cards, but in this case, I think the next question was like, what energies are we going to be dealing with? Are there specific ones? So I think this is already kind of giving us that. Two aces and two threes. What an interesting couple of cards that have come up here. All right, so we've got the Ace of Swords, we've got the Ace of Pentacles. Yes, okay, and then we've got the Three of Wands and the Three of Pentacles as well. That's actually super interesting. They're all very positive cards. This, I think, is showing an indication of us starting off on a very good foot in terms of wanting to take that action, or being very excited, or feeling like this year is going to be different. I feel like the energy definitely is that there could be new beginnings and fresh starts, or completion of certain things as well. All right, so your Ace of Swords talks about action, acceleration, movement, and the swords are literally the air energy, but they also are very much things to do with action. So it's starting something, initiating something. And with this, I feel as if it's a change in your practices, it's a change in how you do things, it's taking things from maybe a more mature or a wiser approach. And if your head's been very like cloudy, I feel like there's going to be more clarity this year. And this is almost as if it's showing us the progression of the year ahead, which is really lovely. These are all superbly positive cards in many, many ways. This could be new starts with regards to relationships, with regards to business, with regards to anything that you want to take action with, a project that you're working on. But it brings in all of these different energies for us, and it's an initiating energy. It's also a time of cutting ties with things that we don't want in our lives, or things that no longer serve a purpose for us, or maybe relationships that haven't been good, or maybe it's about taking the relationship in a different direction, or something that you've been waiting to happen finally happening. And now you can take the appropriate action, or the time has come for you to act on something. So you've got two aces here. An ace automatically marks a new beginning or a fresh start in something. And like I say, it's this initiating energy of the Ace of Swords that comes up. And then you also have the Ace of Pentacles. And this is about joy and abundance. And you're starting to see things tangibly in your physical 3D environment. So that's really wonderful. If things have been, like I say, stagnating, slow, you're not seeing progress, or you're frustrated, or you felt like you've just been floating around, this is something that is about to begin. And it's very much, yes, there might be tension and anxiety, or a lot to do, or you feel a little bit overwhelmed with certain things, but it's about having the potential to get gratification out of something, or to take the action that you need to bring this kind of solidifying energy into your life. Okay, so this often comes with communication as well, meetings, exchanging with people, responding to people, how they respond to you, or waiting a response you've been waiting for from somebody even, or with regards to something that comes through. All right, so this could be somebody giving you information, making a declaration of some sort. It could be a bit unexpected, or that you've kind of given up on something, and then all of a sudden you start getting this interest in either yourself or the things that you do, or whatever the case is. And this can bring in some kind of material gain here as well. This is about joy, abundance, prosperity, and it's about things that the time has come for it now. If something wasn't ripe for picking, it's now in the beginning stages perhaps, but definitely you're really starting to see that solidifying of certain energies, things that you've been planting seeds for, that now you actually see that seed starting to sprout and starting to grow. So it could be, this is a process of embarking on something new, a new adventure, and making arrangements to speak to people that might be influential or can help you in some way, or that you can actually collaborate with. That's the word that I'm looking for. So it's about the communication opening. If you feel like you've been banging your head against a wall with regards to trying to get your idea across to somebody else, or let them understand how you feel or how you see things, this is going to help with this. You've got the Three of Pentacles, which supports this as well. It's very much activities about building, construction, working together. And your Three of Wands as well. It's like literally there's so many things opening up for you. This could mean travel. This could mean new ventures in terms of a new job, or a new business, or a new relationship, or a couple of new relationships. It really is saying open yourself up to that potentiality of abundance that could be coming in. And it's very much also career goal orientated, sorting out paperwork that you needed to sort out, or having that conversation that's important in your relationship, or in whatever way you need to practically apply yourself, because now it's not just about communication and planning. It's actually about things happening and coming into the physical 3D. The Ace of Pentacles can really say that things are going to be transformed, and it's not just in your way of thinking, it's not just in your communication, it's about physical, tangible 3D things, pleasure, satisfaction. And yes, it might take a while because that energy is a little bit slow moving. But if you feel like you've lost things, or you've had to let things go, I see these leaves kind of falling away. If you felt like that needed to happen, I feel as if you get to a place of introspection now, and assimilating all of these things and this information, and actually seeing the bigger picture and saying, you know what, if it hadn't taken a little bit longer, maybe this and that wouldn't have happened. So I feel like there'll be a level of understanding in terms of why things have happened, what has happened as well. And if things have been slow, this is the energy starting to move a bit more quickly to kind of get things done, or maybe sign that last piece of paperwork, or make that decision and say, okay, finally we've come to some kind of agreement or concession here where now we can move forward. Okay. And this can be a complete change. It can be a change in everything that you've done, everything that you've focused on, everything that you've experienced in the past. And now this having a major shift here. When we see 2 3s as well, this is about things involving more than one person, or groups of 3 people, or yourself and 2 other people. Okay. And it does show sometimes there are delays because we've got this fast moving energy and then the slower energy, fast moving energy and then the slower energy. So I feel to some extent things might be moving in that direction, like things happen quickly, but then something else takes a little bit of time. That's fine. And I think there's a lot of surprises. Often there's unexpected positive things that happen when we see a lot of these cards actually. And it's very promising when it comes to connections with people. So keep that in mind, because this is about a promise of future success. There's nothing here that is negative. I feel like the whole energy of this whole year is completely different, and that is really lovely to see. Okay, very interesting. Let's see what else we can look into here. Let's see what the Spirit Animal Oracle wants to tell us. I think I'm just going to like let Spirit lead to a large extent here and just say, what do you want to tell us? What do you need to say? So let's see what happens with that. Quick shuffle. All right, so the Spirit Animal Oracle is really lovely, and we might pick up things that's interesting when you do a reading like this with a lot of mixed energies or decks of cards, because they kind of often will correlate, or you'll see the numbers repeating and things like that. So what do we need to know about this coming year? What else do we need to know, please? Turtle Spirit. Slow and steady wins the race. Okay, this is exactly what I was talking about. So I feel as if there is a need or an urgency, or yes, like a need to rush things or to get things done, or you've worked on something so long, or you've waited for something for so long, that there's an element of a bit of frustration here and wanting to just get going. Like, why is this just not getting off the ground? I've got some aspects in my life that I can relate to with this as well, and it can be exceptionally frustrating if you're waiting on someone else, or you're waiting for information or paperwork, or you've submitted something and you're waiting to hear back. That can be a very anxious time, and especially if it's been delayed for whatever reason. If we reflect back on COVID and how people had to wait to travel somewhere or do something, or everything was just slowed down and beyond your control. I feel like you've been to some extent a victim of that. All right, that things that are out of your control, out of your hands, or you have to wait for someone else to do something, like I say, before you can actually make any progress. And it's saying here, be slow, be steady. It's like the story of the tortoise and the hare, where the hare ran ahead of the tortoise, but then had some misfortune, and the tortoise just diligently took one step in front of the other, carried on walking, and eventually won the race. So it's about taking joy and pleasure in the little things, in the processes, or looking around you and say, why hasn't this happened yet? Why haven't I done this thing, or gone to this place, or had an opportunity to take advantage of something? What has happened in the interim? Did I need to be somewhere for somebody else? Was there maybe a better opportunity that could arise? Because I feel like this is exactly what this is. It's like, if you want to work towards something, or you've got a goal that you're moving towards, and you're frustrated at why it hasn't come to fruition, it could be that there are other things that need to fall into place that Spirit is completely aware of, that would make that a better experience for you. And sometimes we just want something, or to get something done. But if we do wait and all of those little puzzle pieces fall into place, we actually end up in a much more enriching and abundant and positive place than what we would have if we just forced that to happen. We'd miss out on all of those other little things that were the ingredients to make that situation or that scenario perfect for us. Not less than perfect. All right, let's see what else. What other energies, or what else do we need to know, please? Oh, there we go. Stag Spirit. Take the lead. Okay, so as I mentioned, I think that there may be an element where you weren't able to take the lead in a situation, or you just got into a bit of a rut. Whatever the case is, pardon the pun, a bit of a rut. But feeling a bit stuck, or feeling a little bit lackluster, feeling a bit demotivated, having to deal with things that are kind of seen as in your way, before you can get to that goal or do that thing. And I think that now the energy is changing, because I feel like now you have more autonomy over the situation, or now is the time to act. And you're going to see this. And I think it's going to present itself. And it's like, now you can take action. Now you can start doing that thing. Or if you've saved up that money, now's the time to use it. Or whatever the case is, however this is appropriate for you or fits into your life, this is now time for you to take that action. It's like rutting season is not rutting season until it is, and that deer grows its antlers. That's the right time. That's the time of year. The babies are only born at the right time. And there's always this divine timing, and it sounds very cliche and out there and woo-woo, but it really is very important. And often we'll be prevented from doing something because Spirit's like, hold on a minute, I just want to quickly put these things in place for you so that this can be a much better experience, 100% better. And we need to remember that Spirit does know best. And as long as we are saying, putting it out there and saying, please show me what's possible in this situation, that is when we open ourselves up to all kinds of wonderful things that are possible, that we can't imagine, that are not in our consciousness. Beautiful card. Take the lead. I think that this is also saying, take accountability, be responsible for your actions as well. It's not just about leading the process, perhaps. Maybe you weren't ready to lead the process. Maybe there was knowledge that you needed. Maybe you needed to learn something or meet somebody, or something else had to be offered for you to be able to do this. But I feel like it's being facilitated. All right, what other energies do we need to be aware of, or what else does Spirit need us to know, please? Okay, and this is exactly what I was saying earlier. All right, so remember I said there's lots of little details. Take joy in the process. This is exactly what this is talking about. All right, the mouse spirit. Tend to the small things. The small things can often be a huge frustration for us. All right, I need to do this thing, but first I need to do that and the next thing. I want to start a shop, for instance, hypothetically speaking. And what do I need to do that? Well, I'm first going to have to find a place of business. I'm going to have to register that business. I'm going to have to think of what I'm going to call this business. Do I have the capital for the things that I want? Then I have to go and research who could be a supplier for the stock that I want to sell. Or if I'm going to create something myself, maybe I need tools in order to make that thing or create that thing. What tools do I need? Is it a computer program? Are they physical tools for me to be able to build something beautiful or make something beautiful? Do I want to have a website? How am I going to do the artwork? You know, all of these things, they are a lot of small things, but they compound to make something wonderful. And I feel like you're really encouraged to collaborate, to work with other people, and not to think that you're too different to work with other people. Because even with the Three of Pentacles, this especially says to us, there could be different people with different ideas. So be open and receptive to ideas different than yours. And also people with different skill sets that can offer assistance to you. If you're not good with graphics, get somebody who's good with graphics. Maybe there's a friend who can help you. If you don't have the capital for it, maybe there's someone who's looking to do something for their portfolio that's willing to do some pro bono work for you. Whatever the case is, but be open to that and don't think anything's impossible, all right? Ask to be shown what's possible, and those people present themselves. That opportunity will present itself. Ask to get the right thing at the right price. You know, we can ask our guides and guardians for this, and we forget. And if we don't ask, we don't get. We need to be in communication with them. All right, what else, please? Anything else? Yep. Panther spirit, reclaim your power. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, this is a number 4. Well, it's a number 8, but there's lots of 4s coming up here as well, as we can see. And even this would be technically 58 is also a 13, narrowed down to that is a number 4. So a lot of that coming up. And this is often about stability, planning and constructing and solidifying yourself. Reclaim your power. So if you feel like a situation or a person or a thing has taken your power away, or your power's been depleted because you feel just lackluster, like I was mentioning, you feel like you're working hard but you're not getting anywhere, and you're kind of getting to a blur kind of a a mindset. This is saying reclaim your power. Be responsible, take the lead, attend to the small things that are standing in your way, because a lot of small things can seem really overwhelming for us. And you can say, I've got all of these millions of tiny things to do, but tackle one at a time. Narrow your choices down. Make a list of what is the biggest priority and what isn't, or what are the really big things you need to do and what are the little things, and what do you want to tackle first. Tick all the little things off your list and then tackle the big things, or get rid of the big things and then take care of all the little things. But have a plan, have a structure, write it down, whatever you need to do. Vision boards. This is the perfect time of year to do these things. And I feel like you really just need to focus again. If you imagine being in that spirit of that panther, he's very covert, all right? He's very stealthy. He's very observant, watching what's going on around him. His ears are peaked. His eyes are always looking for what's going on, listening to every little leaf that rustles, every little twig that breaks. Be aware and attentive of all of these things and all of the little things, because if he misses the little things, it ruins the big goal, which is for him to catch his prey or whatever he's busy doing, or evade another predator. Not that that is really a problem for big cats generally, but exactly that. And standing in their power, they're so majestic and beautiful, and be in that position. Don't let yourself be in the position where you feel powerless or when you're not acting. And we also need to take that sense of responsibility. Like it says, take the lead, slow and steady. Do one thing at a time. Make a list of what needs to be ticked off. Ticking off the boxes, even if they're tiny things of what you need to do in one day, gives us a sense of accomplishment. All right, if you make a list of 10 things and you have ticked 4 of them off, there's a sense of accomplishment, even if that's on a subconscious level, that makes you want to do the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. So find a system for yourself early in this year on how you're going to achieve those things, and don't try and jump ahead. Take care and pay attention to the little things that you need to do. All right, and step by step, don't try and tackle the mountain, but rather tackle it bit by bit, step by step. All right, let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. There we go. Open to infinite possibilities. Please remember, and if you do subscribe to me regularly, I'll say it every week. Put it out there. Speak to Spirit. Say, please show me what is possible. They will show you that there are infinite possibilities that you don't have in your consciousness yet because you've never experienced them. Do not do yourself a disservice by thinking that you know what all the possibilities are, because we simply don't. We're basing it on the very short time we've spent here on earth, and we think we know it all. Be humble. Know that there's infinite things you don't know about, infinite things you can learn, infinite amount of people available to you and options available to you. Don't limit yourself. Open yourself up to all of those multitudes of possibilities and reclaim your power, and know that Spirit helps you to have that power, because they have the ability to present those opportunities for you, to make that person pick up the phone and call you, or send that email, or offer you that opportunity, or say, Uncle Frank, can I do your digital stuff for your website, please? I need something to put on my portfolio. Whatever it is, you never know where those things are going to come from. Give other people a chance. Let them also contribute their creativity and stuff to whatever it is that you want to do or you want to achieve. We're not an island. All right. And I feel like the past couple of years have really made us very much go into our kind of hermit energy, where we don't want to engage. We were wary of everybody. I feel like the energy is a bit different this year, and I feel like people are waking up again to working with integrity and doing the right thing, and not just wanting to crook everybody they come across. I think some people have learned some hard lessons as well. Okay, be open to infinite possibilities. Beautiful card. All right, so let us see. I'm going to give up on keeping these straight very soon. Maybe not. Okay, let's see what else. I think we're going to pull one from this very interesting deck of cards that I came across once, and I thought I need to get me some of these. Messages of Life. So there's 54 cards in here, and each one has its own little write-up that you can see there with a picture. And I'm going to finish off the reading for you today with just one of these. Let's see what Messages for Life means. And this is your guidance for what's coming up in this year. Very difficult to shuffle these. But here we go. And I just want to make sure I've got all the cards that are actual oracle cards, not the extras. Alrighty then. Okay, which of these do we need to have as guidance, please? Can I have one card as guidance for the year ahead? Which one of these cards do we need to hear from today? There we go. There we go. I'm going to take the card from the bottom of the deck as well in a minute. Consciousness. Today, I pay attention to every thought and feeling that I manifest. My outer world reflects my inner consciousness. I pour the light of my awareness onto my most constructive thoughts so that they will grow and produce the experiences that I want. Mindful of what I create in this universe, I become an expression of divine light. Wonderful. I often use the analogy of, whatever you focus on grows. So if you imagine that your thoughts are a field of mushrooms, and the white mushrooms are healing and they are food, and the red mushrooms are poison, take note, when you focus on a red mushroom and it starts growing, you'll very quickly get the feeling of, uh-oh, I shouldn't be growing this. This is poisonous. Let me rather focus on a white mushroom, because then I'm growing something that can be healing for others, that can be food for others. It can be nourishing and healing. We want to focus on the nourishing and healing things. We do not want to focus on the poisonous things that give us anxiety or make us resentful or angry or frustrated. Shift your focus. Okay, so pay attention to every thought and feeling that you manifest, that comes from you. And know that what's outside of you reflects what's going on inside of you. And the minute you change those thoughts and feelings and ideas, you start to have a different outer experience. Okay, card from the bottom of the deck says, step by step. Tend to the small things, remember that? So that's being reiterated here. Today, I practice patience. I allow time to fulfill my goals. I understand the wisdom in letting go of control. I know that the true value of each situation lies in its creation rather than in its end result. Therefore, I allow my life to unfold step by step, inhabiting each moment to the fullest, knowing that my soul is forever rising higher and higher to embrace the light. What a beautiful message, and how appropriate. Like I said, you can use a myriad of different card decks and oracle decks and tarot decks, and they just align because Spirit's here to send the message. All right, I'm fortunate enough to be the messenger, and I'm very grateful and very honored to have that job. So thank you for making that possible for me, Spirit. And thank you to everybody who's watching this, because you make it possible for me. You make me want to do this. And I'm eternally grateful to you. So, understand the wisdom in letting go of control. Like I said, say to Spirit, show me what's possible. Don't try and control what it is, because that's when you limit yourself. Okay, I wish you all a wonderful, wonderful year ahead with only the richest of blessings. And be self-directed, be conscious, be responsible for what you put out there and what you attract into your life. All right, sending you all lots of love. Please take care and have a beautiful week. Bye for now.